Peace. Beautiful day to everyone. The sun is shining. Oh, having some follow through troubles with the titles. We'll get it figured out. This morning I have some, how do you pronounce it? Oki Midori Sencha green tea from Japan, and this lovely vintage mug. This lovely vintage mug that I purchased from the secondhand store. So, cheers. Cheers. Today's hexagram is hexagram number 18. Do not decay. This is say decay, an opportunity for reparations. Let's move that ankh out of the way. That here. And the Osho Osho I Ching is 18, work on what has been spoiled. So there we go. So just give me a moment and welcome. Okay. Welcome. What does that say? Spectaculib. I believe I read that right. Well, tell my mom on Sunday Road that I said good day. Thanks for being here. Wow, you're up early. Are you getting ready for school? I take it if you're 16, what are you, in high school, a sophomore? All right. So I thought it would be nice to read from the Illustrated Herbery, Guidance and Ritual from 36 Bewitching Botanicals. But I didn't have time to locate my cards, but I thought I would just read from this beautiful book. The author is Maya Toll. I actually met her at the Midwest Atlantic Women's, Mid-East, because we are in the East, not the West, not the Midwest, although I was born in the Midwest. Anyway, I met Maya Toll at the Mid-Atlantic Women's Herbal Conference. That's the kitty cat on the sink. About 5 years ago, well, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not sure how long ago that was. Time just one big blur. Anyway, she put out this gorgeous illustrated herbiary. When I opened earlier, now look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Now this does come with cards. I'm not really sure where my cards are right now. But the images on the left-hand side are the same as the images on the cards. So that'll just give you an idea. And maybe next time I will have a card for us. But when I opened the book today, it opened up to white sage. Hey, can we see that pretty good? I'm gonna get the glare out. Isn't that beautiful? The 4 elements. It almost looks like the smoke of the white sage. And you have the crows, the divination, the bones. So, clear the way, white sage. Salvia apiana. Life can be sticky. Members of the sage clan have been used in a multitude of cultures for clearing the invisible wisp of energy that cling barnacle-like to people and places. Whether you think of these energies as your own spent emotions or the leftover emanations of someone else's, sage can help you make your peace and move on. Sage is sacred because it clears the way, creating a blank canvas and an open path, allowing you the opportunity to reach your full potential. Sage's appearance tells you that a block needs to be cleared, whether you can name it or not, so you can move forward. And that's clear the way, white sage. So it gives a smudging ritual. Smudging uses smoke from sage, cedar, palo santo, sweet grass. I love sweet grass, and other culturally appropriate plants as a blessing or a way of clearing negative energy. It does for your energy field what hitting the reset button does for your computer. And I know some cultures also, you can use skin from the garlic to help disperse energy. I'm not so sure about the onion skin, but definitely skin from the garlic. Reflection, letting go. Modern psychology teaches us that we need to understand our emotions before we can release them. In contrast, traditional healing and shamanic practices offer release without conscious cognitive awareness. When you smudge, you're taking advantage of the latter, letting the smoke lift away whatever isn't serving your path in your life. Check in with yourself. Are you willing to release without analyzing? That analyzing thing, I'm really good at that. I was just thinking, I'm an emotional person, but I also very, very analytical. I really analyze things internally. I do it more internally than externally. I was just thinking about that, and then I was just realizing, wait a minute, I'm a Libra, an air sign. No wonder. No wonder. No wonder. Okay, so we are looking at hexagram number 16, and I have my copal. When I was at the retreat this weekend, I met someone who goes to Mexico a lot, and this is only one middle person. This was rolled by the women in the village, and they, sell these to support themselves. And this is amazing copal. The fragrance, even without lighting, is just so pure, so pure, so pure, so pure. And speaking of not analyzing things and being okay with letting things go, sometimes too much going over and over and over a situation, I think it doesn't do anything. I think it doesn't do anything but help ingrain and embed that karma in you. And I know my voice probably sounds a little crackly. You guys are the first people I've spoken to since I've gotten up. I woke up at 6 this morning. That hape, it's either called rape, that I received. It's like a snuff that's blown up the nose. That was definitely a clearing and a letting go. And there was no analyzing because there was nothing. All I could sense was this void, this large cavernous of a space within my center. And it wasn't, no, not a negative or, not in a bad way, but in a way beckoning me to just empty myself and to know that I'm not alone. It was wonderful. Of course, Nala is right over here on my lap. Okay. So we're going to look at what the late theoretical physicist, Professor Kursan Hong, has to say about hexagram number 18. And of course, we know that his translations are exactly that. They're a literal, fairly verbatim translation. So number 18 from Benabel Wynn, she names it decay, an opportunity for reparations. Osho I Ching Padma Devi names it work on what? What does that say? Work on what has been spoiled. Oh, sometimes the fancy handwriting, the fancy font. And Professor Hong just calls it simply work. And we are looking at mountain over wind. Mountain over wind. Sign of the great sacrifice, auspicious to cross the great stream. 3 days before the first, 3 days before the last. And as usual, we always start at the bottom, Bagua. You can see that we start at the bottom, which is wind. And again, it's kind of like not an opposite or transverse, but I'm not sure what the terminology is for this. But we have the yang line, the masculine line, and 2 yin line, and we have 1 yin line and 2 masculine lines, 2 yang lines. So those are very much a complement of each other. Yes, sweetie pie, I hear you. So we're starting at wind on the bottom and starting with the first yao on the bottom, building the foundation, taking up the Father's work with the Son. The Father is at ease. Through danger, all ends well. Taking up the Mother's work, inappropriate. Taking up the Father's work, there will be small regrets, but no big mistakes. Obstructing the Father's work, seeing Him brings acrimony. Taking up the Father's work, fame comes. Serve not the mighty, keep your work clean. I like how that one line in the wind Bagua, the second line, was just simply taking up the mother's work, inappropriate. No comment on that. All right, let's see what Benabel Wen has to say about this hexagram. And of course, we always break it down to its Bagua components. And we're looking at mountain first. Wait a minute, let's look at the hexagram. There we go. Just wondering why that was different. We're looking at wind, starting on the bottom. Wind. Is that in there good? Wind, gentle thoughts, entering gently, proceeding conscientiously, flexibility, adaptability, influence, sensitivity, responsiveness, pervasiveness, assimilation. The element is wood, the direction is southwest, the season of the yellow path, winter solstice, season of Loshu 9 halls, cardinal spring, life aspect, wealth, finances, assets, medically is related to the thighs, legs, respiratory system, parasympathetic, nervous system, large intestine, depression, mental wellness. The chakra is the sacral chakra. The animal is the fowl. The archetype is the martial artist. And the immortal is He Jianwu, patron of women diviners, female miracle workers, sorceresses, and witches. We ride upon the wind. Okay. I like that archetype, the martial artist. As soon as I read that, the first thing that came to mind is a Tai Chi practitioner as their flowing, as the chi is flowing through all of their poses. Okay. And the next bagua is mountain. Mountain. Keeping still, preserving energy through stability, resting, respite, completion, discipline, resting state, rumination, meditation, cultivation. And the element is earth. The direction is northeast. The season, the yellow path, is spring equinox. The season of the Loshu 9 halls is cardinal summer. The life aspect is knowledge, education, skills, wisdom. Medically is related to the hand, joints, skull, neck, upper back, shoulder, tumors, circulation blockages. The chakra is the root chakra. The animal is the wolf. The archetype is the scholar, the artist, and the immortal is Zhang Guo Lao, patron of occultists, alchemists, and necromancers and healers. And hexagram number 18. An opportunity for reparations, decay. An infestation results in the decay of matter. Dogma causes degeneration. There has been spoilage and degeneration. So it is critical to take action immediately. The father is not fit to lead. The successor son must rise to the occasion. Great obstacles to come. Prevent further atrophy. Strive to be virtuous. Do not go forward if you seek power. Go forward only if you rise with pure heart. Undertake the daunting challenge. For the critical timing of events, look to Jupiter, the spring season, and the midnight hour. Welcome, Mari. It's been a while. Welcome. Welcome. So we have a brand new person today, Spectacular. And we have Mari. Mari's from way back. I think way back when I first started doing the mornings. It's been a while. It's good to see you, Mari. Was wondering about you the other day. Okay. And now we will look at Brother Brian Brown Walker's translation. His is a really, really beautiful interpretation. And as I always say, and I will risk repeating myself because we have a new person here today. That's my excuse, although I don't need an excuse. The I Ching is an ancient oracle. Ancient oracle. A couple of thousand years old, maybe 1,002, I'm not sure. But, from China. And if you were to get just one translation of the I Ching, I would recommend this one. If you're not using it for, strictly like deep studying, and you just want some good inspiration on your go every day, this would be the one. His interpretation is just beautiful. Soft yet strong and to the point. Okay. It's an ancient Chinese oracle. Definitely worth looking out for. So hexagram number 18, and you cast the lots for the I Ching by either using 3 coins, so that you cast them so you build up the lines. So once you finish casting the coins, you know whether you have a yin line or a yang line, and then it builds up for the bagua, for the individual bagua for the hexagram. Or my favorite is using yarrow stalks. Okay, so let's see what Brother Walker has to say. His is work on what has been spoiled or decay. A challenge to improvement. That which has been spoiled through neglect can be rejuvenated through effort. Yep, and I am definitely putting in the time for that effort. Receiving this hexagram is a sign that there is a defect in the attitude of oneself or another or one society that should be corrected. Your task now is to bring conscientious thought and action to an area where stagnation has set in. Perhaps you engaged in continual doubt about the wisdom of behaving according to proper principles. Perhaps you indulged in greed or vengeful thinking or a harsh manner. In any case, the time has come to root out the decay. The I Ching counsels us to work energetically at this task, but only after proper deliberation. We are advised to spend 3 full days in understanding the defect, another day in resolving sincerely to remove it, and then 3 more days watching carefully to ensure that it does not return. This steady application of attention to the matter is the wind that carries away stagnation and brings new life in its place. So it's interesting. We just had the white sage, where you're encouraged to just let things go. And yes, there is a time and a place to don't worry about analyzing something. Just let it go and allow yourself. And then we have the counsel of the I Ching here. We have the counsel of the I Ching here that says to us, we need to deliberate work on this. And so we're like, hey, wait a minute. We just have, I'm feeling great. Thank you. We have one part that says we need to really focus on something and work through it. And then we have another that says, like the smoke, just let it go. And we can look at that, both of those things, and say, well, one is wrong and one is right, and the other is right and the other is wrong. Or we can take the middle path and realize certain situations call for certain matters. And so there's sometimes when we should let things go, and there's not a reason to be so deliberate on it because it's a waste of energy. Or there's times when we should really dive deep into it. And personally, I think that the white sage is great for when we've already delved deep and gone deeper, and we've gone deeper and we've gone deeper, and we still have come to no resolution. And sometimes you just gotta let that thing go, baby, and keep stepping. So where were we? It is likely that the problem is an old one, and equally likely that no solution will be immediately evident. We are cautioned not to abandon the cause. Only perseverance will reveal the great reward that is concealed within the problem. Whether the fault lies in yourself, another, or your community, the requirement is the same. Watch closely while remaining quiet, innocent, and sincere. After you have clearly identified the problem, act unswervingly to eliminate it without abandoning gentleness and inner balance in the process. When this course is completed, good fortune will be met. So there you have it. So before I go, I wanted to go ahead and pull a card for us today from the Spirit Keepers Tarot, the Vitruvian edition. So I just need to get the book out. And this as well is by B.MSc from the Medium White Book. As I know, it is, nighttime in Australia? I was in Australia back in 2004. I was in Melbourne, the Dandenongs, up in the mountain, as well as I went to Tasmania. Divine L. I'm sorry, Divine L. You know, it's one of those things like strike while the iron is hot. I woke up this morning and I've been feeling like, you know what? I think I should do a live stream as soon as I'm able to get out of bed. And then that way I can keep moving forward, because it doesn't take much to get me to sit down. Let's see, what is that? It could be really cool if you got TikTok. You give me much comment vibes. Oh, thank you. All right, I'll check out TikTok again. I do have a channel on TikTok, but I haven't posted to it in, I don't know, I would say almost a year. I'm not sure, but if you look up my name, same name, Tama Magina, on TikTok, you'll find me. And maybe I will. But I thought the videos, could only be like, a minute long? If you know any different, Spectaculib, please let me know. Okay. I'm still trying to perfect my shuffling. So I'm just going to do the best that I can. I'm not an expert like Divine L. And definitely check out Mari and Spectaculib and everyone else here. Definitely check out Divine L's channel. You can subscribe to that channel, but also on Divine Needle. Every day she does a daily mission guidance. And it's really good. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to get the 9th card. Oh, Sacred Cinnabar. Sacred Cinnabar. Ace of Swords. Commiserating. Let's see what Benabel Wynn has to say about the Sacred Cinnabar. Just hopefully I can find the card. Oh, Sacred Cinnabar. Okay, so this is the aces. All right, there we go. So Sacred Cinnabar. Ace of Swords. This is the root of the powers of air. When spiritual alchemy of air is about to materialize in your world as intellectual property, achievement of glory, social advancement, or that which shall become memorialized in written form, documented. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords is the card of actualization in alchemy. It is realization of your magnum opus, ready to enter physical form. Alchemically, the Ace of Swords corresponds with Mercury. Cinnabar is refined Mercury in a brilliant scarlet form, hence the alchemical phase named rubedo. associated with the element of air. When sacred cinnabar appears to you, glory and success is imminent. The elements of your great work have come together and consummated. All that you have worked hard for shall culminate in attainment. The sparks for victory and conquest have ignited around you and for you. The masterpiece shall be complete. When the Ace of Swords appears, the message is this: the deed shall be done. Yet the Ace of Swords is not victory itself. It's a foretelling of victory, while itself is presented to you as a challenge. You have to accept the challenge to achieve the promised victory. So there you go, the Ace Cinnabar. Oh, we have a little bit more. Cinnabar is the key to producing the Philosopher's Stone. That's actually, I don't know if you can see this, one of my tattoos, one rendition of the Philosopher's Stone, the 4 elements. That was my second tattoo. I just got a couple years ago. Okay, so where were we? Cinnabar is the key to producing the Philosopher's Stone, mythologized to resemble a ruby. In medieval Chinese alchemy, cinnabar was believed to be the critical ingredient in the elixir of immortality. When cinnabar is heated, it produces quicksilver or mercury. Above to the sword's right is a palm leaf symbolizing victory. To its left, red hollyhock for ambition, and thus cinnabar is the stone of victory and ambition. The Ace of Swords appearing in your reading is such a talisman for ensuring your victory and a prophecy that your ambitions are to be consummated. Courage and strength are the final measures to produce cinnabar. The Ace of Swords is the quality of enforcement. So I'll bring this up a little bit so you guys can see it better. The Ace of Swords. And that's by Annabelle Wynn. And let's see, how are we on time? How are we on time? All right. So one last card I'm going to pull, and then definitely going to let everyone go. I wanted to see how we were doing on time, as long as I was under 40 minutes. It felt good. So I want to give us an animal spirit. Critter energy. We can learn a lot from nature, and we can learn a lot from the animals. Welcome, the fifth world. Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Please make sure to smash, as they say, that like button. Just don't break your cell phone, tablet, or computer screen while you're at it. And please make sure to subscribe to this channel and share. So we're going to do the third card. Ooh, frog. Got some frog energy. All right, let's look this up. Where is the frog? Here we go. There we go. Frog. And this is from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. Clearing, cleansing, healing. There we go. Still on the same, gotta listen to spirit when spirit calls. So again, on the topic, I like that we started with white sage, with clearing, with letting go. We started with white sage from Maya Toll, all about letting things go. letting go. And we're going to seal this gathering with the energy of the frog, clearing, cleansing, healing. So I'll let you just see that page from the book. Okay. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends his first months of life entirely within this healing element, and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive ourselves, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs weren't meant to carry a heavy load. And also, I think frogs dry out when they stay away from the water too long. So, bless your water. Remember that water connects all of us. Our bodies are 90% water, and we have to continue to replenish and rejuvenate that water, literally and figuratively speaking. So when in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty. And to bring into balance, enjoy. That is one of the reasons, I think, why I love having running water, natural running water. I don't want to live right on top of it, but I like having it on the property. And where I live like right at the edge of the woods, in the woods, on the edge of the woods, and there is plenty of water around. A little bit down the ways, there is like a running stream, a little tiny little creek that goes across the property, and I just love to spend time by it. So get yourself into balance, spend time around a lake, river, ocean, or a bathhouse. You can even cleanse in the shower. And Mari puts up a little icon of a frog. Okay, guys, it was wonderful having you. Please remember to thumbs up the video, to share it, to subscribe. And if you enjoy the channel, donations are always appreciated. You can find me on paypal.me/Tamuangina or Venmo, the @ Tamuangina, or Cash App, the $. Thank you, Divine L. I always chuckle at myself. What's another word for the cash symbol? The $. $, Tamuangina. Okay, have a great day, guys. I wish you peace and great bliss. And remember the fire within your heart. And please go and, hold on one second. Go and check out Divine Needle on YouTube. All right, let me see if I can turn off this live stream without destroying everything. There you go. Ribbit. That's all, folks.